Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Big Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. I do apologize if the audio sounds a little bit different than it usually does. For me, for some reason, something's off with the audio, and I haven't been able to figure it out. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it going for Monday's video. But if you like what you see, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. I'll have my top play, my bank shot best bet, and college hoops each and every day. And let's get into it. Here are the games for Sunday in college hoops. First up, it's UConn and St. John's. This one, 12 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Fox. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think the value lies with UConn because we see them getting about 2 buckets. 4.5 points currently. The first game was close and went down to the wire. And, UConn, while they've had a disappointing schedule in Big East play, and we saw them lose outright to Seton Hall, failed to cover against Villanova, I still think the comeback in that win over Villanova, kind of build off that momentum in this game, and you're playing with revenge. I still think UConn matches up okay in this game. When you look at St. John's, great rebounding team. They force a ton of turnovers. They take care of the ball, but they're also not a great shooting team. From three-point range, from the free throw line, UConn certainly has the big advantage in those departments. So, yes, St. John's, an elite defense, the better defensive team in this game, but UConn still has an elite offense, a potent offense, that I think even on the road is going to be able to score in this ball game. I like UConn in this one. They're a top 20 free throw shooting team. I think they did a little things right this time rather than the first meeting where they did a little things wrong. Give me UConn plus the points. Next up, we have Merrimack and Iona. This one's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Iona, when you look at Tobin Anderson, the head coach, this is the time of year, late February into March, where his teams rise to the occasion like they did with Fairleigh Dickinson. I like Iona in this game. They've won 4 of the last 6 games, coming off the win over Manhattan. Now, Merrimack can definitely go toe-to-toe with Iona in the turnover battle. Merrimack forces a lot of turnovers themselves, but Iona has a clear advantage on the boards in this game. 8th best offensive rebounding team in the country against a Merrimack team that's 3rd worst in defensive rebounding. So, huge advantage for the home team in that. From a shot quality perspective, I think Iona is also the better team by a good margin. I think Iona takes this one, and we only have to lay 1 point right now. Give me Iona on the money line, or you can lay the 1 point. Next up, we have Utah and UCF. This one, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, I don't always love fading teams when they're on big losing streaks because a lot of times I like to take teams, I like to buy low on teams. You can usually get great prices with these teams on losing streaks, like we saw with Miami in the ACC. All of a sudden, Miami has been covering a lot of spreads in their last 10 games or so, but UCF is just not the case. They're a 3.5-point favorite right now in this matchup, and with their current state of their defense, I just think they're in a really bad place. Giving up 46 points in the paint to Oklahoma State and 104 points overall in the game. 35 free throw attempts. They lost a turnover battle 20-7. It's just UCF is just not playing great basketball right now, and it's the opposite for Utah. They're coming off the win over Kansas and Kansas State. They're a miserable free throw shooting team, but they were good enough against K-State, really improved to get it up to 77% as a team. If they can get anywhere near that in this game, they should be able to score in the 80s. So I like Utah plus the points and on the money line. And the final game we're going to talk about for the Sunday card in college basketball in the Big East Conference, Georgetown and Creighton. This one's also 4 p.m. Eastern. It'll be on Peacock. I don't love Creighton from a long-term perspective. I do think this is going to be a team that we see an early exit from in the NCAA tournament, but I do think this is a pretty good spot for them. They're playing at home with revenge, and they're looking for a get-right win after back-to-back losses against good teams in UConn and St. John's. That last game was on the road, and it was actually a pretty competitive effort from the Blue Jays in that ball game. For me, Georgetown, we've talked about it before. I do think this is one of the weaker backcourts in the conference. And now in the front court, Thomas Sorber is banged up. He is questionable for this game. And, if he's out or if he's in, I still think Georgetown just not enough offense to keep up for 40 minutes against this Creighton team. Now, Creighton, fundamentally not great. They're not a great rebounding team. They turn the ball over quite a bit. They don't force many turnovers, but they're an excellent shooting team. And their defense does force some tough shots. So I do think Creighton by the end of this game just is going to be able to win and win by margin. I like this is a pretty steep spread. But I think by the end of it, it's not going to be too steep. I think we see a 15-point win, potentially even more. I'm going to lay the points with the Blue Jays. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, sorry for the audio issues. Hopefully, it should be resolved for Monday. And again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.